Hello violin players, welcome to Prime Strings. I'm Henriette and today we're playing Christmas is Here. Now, if you have had a look at this piece, you have probably noticed that there are 4 sharps in the key signature. And that means that we cannot play any open D strings, and we would so like to play open D strings. But let's have a look at my fingering that I've put in my piece, and I'll talk you through before we play it. I'm playing some sections in the 3rd position and some sections in the 1st position and a tiny little bit of the 4th position as well. So let's read through the music, shall we? So as you can see in bar 1, I have put a little slur on the dotted crotchet and quaver, and I'm going to do that throughout this piece, and it will make your bowing a lot more consistent and much easier to play. We're also going to put a little accent on the first note of the bar, and we're going to do that almost every bar. Whenever you start a bar with 2 quavers, we're going to do that everywhere, and that is why I opt to keep the 2 quavers as separate bows, so we can play a nice big accent on the first note of those 2 quavers. Now, as we come to the end of line 1, I'm going to play the last bar starting on the 1st finger, so we're in the 3rd position there. And then when we're in the 2nd bar of line 2, I'm playing that E at the end of the bar with the 2nd finger. So I end up on the 3rd finger on the F sharp that follows. The reason that I'm doing that is that I want to stay on the G string there to get a really full sound on that F sharp. Then after, I'm going back to the 1st position again. And then we're doing the same thing, 1st position for a couple of bars. Then in the middle of line 3, on that G sharp, I'm going to the 3rd position, and then I'm doing the exact same thing later on as well. At the end of line 3, I'm going to a 2nd finger, so that I have a 3rd finger on my F sharp at the start of line 4. Then after that F sharp, I'm going back to the 3rd position. So the F sharp was a 3 in the 4th position, then the B that follows is a 3rd finger in the 3rd position. And then if you have a look at the 5th line, in the 3rd bar of the 5th line, I'm going to a 3, which is the 2nd position on the A. And then after the long G sharp, I have a 3rd finger again. In 1st position, the last line, I'm doing the exact same thing once again. So the 3rd bar of the last line is a 1st finger. I'm going into the 3rd position there. And then right at the end, I'm going back to the 4th position with the 2nd finger on E and the 3rd finger on F sharp. Now, that might sound a little bit confusing to you and a lot of writing, but I'm hoping you've got it in your music now and we can play it. So let's try this, shall we? After 3. 1, 2, 3. Retake the bow, down bow again here. Retake the bow now. lovely song, just a little bit tricky to play. So I'm hoping those fingerings and bowings will help you a little bit, getting the most out of the melody in this song, because it's a very, very sweet melody and you want to really play this song in phrases. So don't start the next phrase until you've fully finished the phrase before, and that's one of the beauties of this slow song, is that you don't need to rush it anywhere. So take your time when you retake the bow. There is plenty of time for that. Shall we play it again? Here we go. 1, 2 and 3. Now when you play this song, you might also want to make it extra warm in sound, and that's a good exercise. And I think always Christmas is a perfect time of year to work on tone quality, and your tone quality is all that matters in this piece in particular. So what can we do to enhance the sound? First of all, I want you to check that you've got an awesome bow hold, because if your bow hold is good, it makes your fingers more flexible and you can connect up all the notes. For instance here, if you hear this, can you hear that it's much less supple than this? So try and make your bow hand fingers much more soft so you connect all these nice quavers. What else might you try? Try to play a little bit on the forward edge of your bow. So roll the bow forward a little bit by raising your wrist. So your wrist is really your highest point of your bow arm. And that gives you just a little bit more of a gentler sound. Now listen to the difference if I play it like this. I'm hoping you can hear this on the video, the different quality of when you roll the bow forward. Okay, it'll be much less obvious when you listen very carefully to your own playing at home than it is to convey that sort of subtlety on a video, but you can experiment with it. So roll the bow forward a little bit by lifting your bow arm wrist up a little bit more. Now then, one more suggestion that you might try, and that is when you play this long bow here, you want to finish at the point of the bow with your bow perfectly straight. So I want you to check whether the angle of your bow is more like that or whether you are properly pushing it forward like this. Okay, so when you practice this, you might try. Push your bow forward here. And that brings me straight to another point. Lift your elbow up a little bit so that you move smoothly into that G string again. Okay, so in a short space of time, you've got a couple of ideas here. First of all, bow hold. Make your fingers really flexible on the bow. Secondly, roll your bow forward so your wrist is a little bit higher. And thirdly, stretch your bow arm forward when you play a down bow and make a really nice string crossing there. Shall we play the whole song again? You've got plenty of opportunity to practice all these different things here. 1, 2, 3. I hope you'll really enjoy playing this piece many times between now and Christmas. If you've enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with your friends. By all means, any questions that you have, do write them in the comments section below. I do get to see these and I will get back to you. Merry Christmas!